Welcome, Bearcats. You are just a few weeks away from embarking on your greatest adventure yet, and Residence Life is so excited to be a part of your journey. I'm Joellen Tipton, Executive Director of Residence Life and Student Venues, and I'd like to welcome you to orientation at SHSU. Topics being covered today in this session include the FERPA privacy law, how to have a stress-free move-in session, and what you can expect by living on campus. Thank you for being here today, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Hey Bearcats, my name is Angela Kizzee. I'm the off-campus living coordinator for Sam Houston State University Residence Life, and I will be your go-to person for all things off-campus living.
As an upperclassman, you have the choice to live wherever you want to. If you have placed a housing deposit with us to live on campus, this information is for you. First, the university is bound by FERPA, which stands for the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. FERPA means that we protect your privacy about anything housing related, such as your housing assignment, your student account, and any roommate disagreements that you might have. If you want your parent or parents to have access to these things, then you can come into our office and complete a consent form. The consent form will allow us the ability to communicate with your family on your behalf. Have you picked your room yet? Time slots to choose a space are now open for students who have applied for housing. In mid-July, you will receive an email with details about making a move-in appointment. Then it's time to pack your stuff and get your room ready to get your room key and move in on move-in day. You have about 10 days to choose, approximately August the 11th through August the 20th, and since they are by appointment only, there will be no lines to wait as you pick up your keys. Here's a list of items to bring, depending on where you will be living. If you will be going into the apartments, then you are welcome to bring any cooking appliances, as you will have a full-size kitchen and no required meal plan. Also, if you're going to be in Copper Village apartments, these units have full-size beds. We have a list on our website as well, so check that out if you have any questions about what to bring and what to leave behind. We will be at the Organizations and Departments Fair this afternoon and can answer any questions about on and off campus. So, things you need to know about on-campus housing. First, due to the first year housing policy, we have opened up the non-guaranteed waitlist for on-campus housing. You want to start looking for off-campus housing for guaranteed options. And then lastly, off-campus housing communities are not associated with the university. They are privately owned and are not tied to Sam Houston State in any way. So off-campus living offers a different variety of amenity packages. You have furnished, you have unfurnished. There are also different packages such as shuttle service to and from campus, pet parks, and then there's also different lease terms. So you want to inquire with each property what lease terms they offer, whether it's a 5 or 6 month, or if you need a 9 or a 10 month, or a whole 12 months. And then lastly, you have your conventional lease versus your by the bed lease. So with the conventional lease, for example, you have 2 other roommates, so there's 3 people total. You guys are all signing the same lease. If one roommate has to up and move out for whatever reason, that leaves the remaining 2 roommates financially responsible for that lease contract. And so you just want to keep these things in mind when you are looking at conventional type leasing. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have by the bed or individual leasing, which is just what it sounds like. So if there's 3 of you and you're going into a 3-bedroom, each one of you will sign your own individual lease. And if one of the roommates has to move out in the middle of the year, you're not held financially responsible. You just keep paying your same X amount of rent every month, and it doesn't create an extra financial burden on you or your roommate. So 3 additional things you want to know about off-campus housing is budget. You always want to start there, figure out how much money you have coming in and how much you can afford to go out for your expenses. So we offer an example on our website that you can go to download, but you definitely want to just consider if you have a job, how much money you make after taxes are taken out, and your other responsibilities. If you have a car note or if you have insurance or a phone bill, you want to consider those things, plus what you can spend each month in your rent plus utilities. And then you want to do your research. So you don't want to just choose the first apartment that you see. Even if you fall in love with it, you want to have at least a good 3 to 5 options, and take a tour of those communities, whether you do it in person or virtually, and ask all the questions. You know, it's never too many questions that you can ask when you're deciding on your future home. So you definitely want to do your research before you sign a lease. And then lastly, documentation. So always keep a copy of anything that you sign. Always keep a copy when you move in. You're going to get a move-in condition form. And I always encourage students to, before they move a single box into their apartment, to go ahead and just look around the apartment, do that inventory form, fill everything out. And even if it's the smallest thing, you know, if there's a piece of paint peeling off of the ceiling, you want to document that with your management office. Always keep that with you or on your device. Get a copy, keep that for your records. It's always good to, if you don't have a hard copy, do a digital folder on your device and keep all things in one folder for your apartment. So document that move-in inventory form, document any type of work orders that you may put in. If you ever have any issues, keep a copy of that. Keep documentation. Lastly, more information about off-campus housing can be found on our website. We have an off-campus housing page. If you just go to the Residence Life page, you will see on the sidebar where you can click through and find the link to the off-campus webpage. And here you will find all different types of resources for off-campus living, including our apartment list for Huntsville and the Conroe/Woodlands area. And you can also, there's a link for where you can view reviews on local apartment communities. That's something else you want to do before you make a decision on where you want to live, is check out those reviews. So all sorts of resources, including the legal and mediation department that we have here on campus, that they offer free services to all SHSU students. Thank you so much for your time. If you will please, if you have any questions, always go to our website. Also, here is my contact information, phone number, email address, and we are on all platforms, social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Eat 'em up, cats.